This training film is designed to highlight the pre-start checks your tester will be examining you on during your practical assessment session. The practical examination element can only be conducted after the successful completion of the theory questions. You can find the theory questions to practice and revise on the CITB website Cards and Testing section. The full web address is shown on the screen. This film shows a typical on-site assessment, but only shows one make and type of machine. You are advised to consult thoroughly the manufacturer's operator handbook of the machine you are using prior to carrying out the assessment, to familiarise yourself with the procedures and systems involved. At all times during the examination, you will be expected to wear all appropriate personal protective equipment. During the pre-start checking procedure, you will need to access the machine and therefore the working at height regulations will apply. In the event of inclement weather conditions, you will have to observe extra precautions. Please discuss these with your examiner. During these pre-operational checks, it will be necessary to access and sometimes enter parts of the machinery. All pre-operational checks are to be conducted with the engine off, isolator off, and the key removed. This film has 13 sections, each showing a separate phase of the pre-start checks. Initial visual checks, communications, control panel, checks to emergency stops, pre-start checks to underframe and tracks, main conveyor and other belt checks, checks to rollers, check and clean spray nozzles, checks to pump panel, engine bay, visual checks to main crushing chamber and hopper, observations to greasing points, systems check including remote box. Initial visual checks. On arrival on site, initial checks must include trespassers or intruders, signs of tampering to machine, damage, leaks, sinkage or ground deterioration. Communications. Ensure, before the test commences, you establish a clear system of communication with other plant operators involved in the crushing operations. Give them a short briefing outlining the initial checks you are about to undertake. This will avoid any incidents of loading and contact with the crusher before you have set up the machine. They will be fully aware of your location during this time. Check the control panel. Before continuing, open the control panel and check the key is out and the emergency stop button is operational. Checks to emergency stops. Different machines will have different isolation systems. Please refer to the operator's manual to follow manufacturer's guidelines. All emergency stop buttons around the machine need to be inspected to make sure they are free of fouling and that their operation is functional. Pre-start checks to underframe and tracks. The underframe of the machine and track frame is checked for any significant damage and cracks. Check track plates and track chains for condition, tension, and any foreign objects, and track chain pins for excessive wear. Idler rollers for condition, wear and fouling. Drive sprockets for excess wear. Drive sprocket fixing bolts for security and tension. Main belt bottom roller is also to be checked for excessive build-up of soiling. If any is detected, it should be removed at this stage. Main conveyor and other belt checks. Check main conveyor, magnet belt, and side conveyors if fitted and in use, for any trapped material or other foreign body objects on the belt. The belts are also examined for cuts, slashes, and excessive wear from previous working. During this inspection, conveyor side skirt rubbers should also be examined for wear. Starting at the bottom of the main crushing jaws, access panels may be removed for inspection. Ensure access panels are replaced securely. These must be securely fastened prior to starting the machine. Checks to rollers. Inspect main head rollers from a suitably safe distance. If the machine has been used for previous work prior to inspection, do not undertake roller checks by standing on the stockpile of crushed material. Visually inspect the top head roller for true alignment of the belt and adjust tension or tracking as required. It is often necessary to consult the manufacturer's handbook at this stage. Other rollers are visually inspected for wear and serviceability. These extra rollers can be in various locations on different machines. Check and clean spray nozzles. Ensure all factory-fitted spray nozzles are clean, functioning, and are producing an adequate spray mist to dampen the ejected material. Checks to pump panel. Check the pump panel for any signs of oil leakage or damage. Engine bay. Correct mounting onto upper machine. Facing the machine, 3 points of contact must be observed at all times when climbing on the authorised manufacturer-installed access equipment. Opening the engine compartment cover or using authorised access points allows engine checks to be undertaken. Engine oil dipstick to be checked. A clean cloth is to be used during the observation to ensure there is no contamination of the system. Coolant supply needs to be checked for sufficient fluid. A general engine bay visual inspection needs to be undertaken prior to closing the cover to ensure no signs of wear or leaks to other engine bay components. Care must be taken at this stage if the machine has already been run, as engine components will be hot. Visual checks to main crushing chamber and hopper. Observe the hopper and the main crushing chamber. During this check, any foreign materials must be removed. Visually check the wearing jaws and cheek plates as installed. When climbing down from the base machine, remember to use the hand and foot holds as provided by the manufacturer and face the machine at all times until you are on the ground. Check under hopper hydraulic system for leaks and security of hopper sides. The hopper, its mounts, and retaining catches should be visually observed from the ground level. Observation to greasing points. Various machines differ in the locations of their greasing points. It is extremely important to refer to the manufacturer's instructions. Different greasing points require different amounts of grease, both in volume and frequency of application. It is essential to only apply the required amount of lubrication as directed by the manufacturer. Caution should also be observed if you are using a powered greasing machine, not to over-grease the bearings. Systems check including remote box. Paying close attention to the specific machine manufacturer's instructions, conduct a systems check of the crusher. Make sure that the remote box and receiver unit have sufficient battery level for the duration of the activity to be undertaken, are free from damage, and all controls move freely. This process is to be repeated for the umbilical lead. Once pre-start checks have been completed and the examiner is satisfied that the machine is in good order to proceed, he will give you verbal instruction to carry out the rest of the practical assessment. We hope you found this training video useful and wish you good luck with your upcoming assessment.